Okay, so our next tool set is called Operations Analysis Tool. And again, it is a workflow support tool. It does utilize the stop level observed ridership from the GTFS import if it's available, and the estimated ridership by TBEST. So it gives you route observed and estimated performance. It also performs some density analysis for service and performance. So it gives you route performance by socioeconomic density class, so high, medium, and low. And it groups route service by density areas. It provides multiple socioeconomic density variables. So it's not just population, it can be other variables as well, employment, other variables. And it also shows you density by jurisdiction. So municipalities or flex routes, all those are valid import zones, mobility on demand inputs to this type of reporting. So in the example, you can see we have a density report by route, total population. So route 1, it categorizes in this case, population, low density, high, and medium, and the route total. So in our low density category of 1.7, we have 10.7 revenue service hours. If we had observed ridership in this particular report, it would show it here. We have estimated ridership and ridership per service hour. So you can see that as the density grows, our ridership is, here's our ridership, 162 for medium and 92 here. So, but we have revenue service hours is 6.5 and 8.1 here, and estimated ridership per service hour, 24.9, 11.4. So it's just basically splitting up your service now by density, right? And then tracking it and trying to show you what kind of performance you have on your route in the density areas that it traverses. So it's a whole different way of looking at your service and then categorizing it by density, by different variables, and then showing your performance both observed and estimated in those areas. Oh, so here's a couple of additional maps and reports. So this is a jurisdictional report. So this is a Gatorville COA Zone A. So let's just circle this, Zone A. So it's telling you which routes are in service in Zone A and their revenue service miles or hours, the observed ridership that's within Zone A, and then it will tabulate Zone A at the bottom of the report. And it will do this for all of the zones that are in a jurisdiction. So here is the jurisdiction map, and it gives you the low, medium, high densities within each jurisdiction. So just another type of report that you can run, or map and report inside of this operations analysis console. You can see that you can summarize mobility on demand areas, rural versus non-rural, taxable areas, municipalities, corridors, counties, flex zones. So again, all of our different types, we can see different variations of this and reporting types for any geography that would be relevant to your TDP or grant application, corridor study, different studies that you might be doing. All right, here's the console that's available. In this console, once you've created this analysis, you have maps, you have charts, and you have reports. So you have different chart series and a stop ridership maps for estimated and observed, density maps by block group or jurisdiction, and then observed route ridership by density and estimated route ridership by density. So all of these are maps that TBEST generates, as well as reports for routes and jurisdictions. Okay, so again, with this workflow support tool, we also have a comparison mode where if you generate multiple result sets, you'll be able to compare them on the route level or on even a jurisdictional level to show boardings and boardings per service mile and other types of minority population and other statistics on a jurisdictional level rather than a route level. In this example, It's our zones A, B, C, D, E, M for our transportation management areas in the Gainesville area. So we can just compare them side by side and create the reports over here. So jurisdictional comparison reports as opposed to route level. Okay, so let's just run through this exercise. Pretty simple. Any questions? No questions. So, all right. So pretty simple. I'm on 7.4 operations analysis tools. Exercise part 1, create an operations analysis using the TBEST workflow support tools. Within TBEST, close any open network scenarios. In the TBEST Explorer, right-click on the Gatorville Fall 2024 and select Workflow Support Tools Operations Analysis and give it a name of Fall 2024 Operations. And everything else is okay. Click Next. Alachua County being our service area, we want to analyze all routes. And again, we're going to analyze for a jurisdictional analysis, our MOD zones. We're going to look for local data from a mobile geodatabase and select MOD zones. Our jurisdictional field name is name. So we also have the density settings here, if you can see this. And so if you watch what I'm doing, I'm holding my cursor, right? The default settings for density is that 33%, so a third are the range of values. The bottom third are low density, the middle third are medium, and the upper third are in high density. But you can click and hold these little pins and move them down or up to where you would want your ranges to fall. So if you wanted the majority to be, just really kind of the edge cases in low density and high density, then you can make a very broad medium. So it's up to you to define where you set the breakpoints for the densities, and it will just use for every variable to determine the range of values, and then where the percentage falls for the bottom 33%, top 33%, et cetera. Let me just hit finish. Okay. When we are complete, we have our console again with maps and charts and reports. So we can just start with a stop ridership report for observed. So this would be our APC stop level data. So very similar to the interactive map that we had produced before. But this is in a different format and kind of formatted for outside reporting. So if I click Save Report here, what happens is it basically captures a screen capture, and we'll put it out to a JPEG. So if I want to put this in reports, this will be a stop ridership. And if I want to open it in Paint, it's fine. So here is my my report. So essentially it took away all the buttons. It gave me the map, the header, the legend, and then the source of the data is here as well. So it's just a good way to export just an image of what you need, and then it's there available to paste into whatever document you might have. Okay, so let's create a couple of reports. We have a jurisdictional observed performance report by route. So what this is saying here is that Route 1 traverses MOD Zone 2, 5, and 6, and it has certain revenue miles in each and certain performance in each as well. So this is a little bit of a different look on some of what we looked at before. We're saying Route 1 has service not just in one zone, but multiple zones. So it's more from the route perspective, saying where it traverses in terms of MOD. Same with 2, 3, 5, all the way down, showing all the traversals for each MOD zone. And at the bottom, we have the system totals. So a couple of reports are jurisdiction observe, I'm sorry, these are charts. For each of our MOD zones, our observed ridership for MOD zones. So this is fixed route observed ridership, not our MOD zone mobility on demand ridership. So you can kind of tie those in. Jurisdiction density, so total population, but we could select population employment, zero vehicle households, low income or minority population here. So here's our population by MOD zone. Again, we can edit this chart, contents and data. So if we wanted to change it to another type, we certainly could, and apply it, and it looks something like that. Okay, route density. So for total population, here's the density per acre for each one of our routes, the highest being 127, the lowest being 7. Density by jurisdiction as a map. So here's the total population density for each one of the MOD zones. And route level density analysis for total population, but we could do total employment by revenue service hours or miles. We'll select hours for average weekday. So here is our revenue service hours in low density, medium, and high density, and our performance in each of those areas, both estimated and observed. So of course, the observed is the actual ridership. Okay, that's enough of just perusing those reports. You can certainly take some time to take a look at those yourselves and know that it's here. Again, this gets stored underneath the Title VI, I'm sorry, the Operations Analysis folder. We have our Fall 2024 operations. We can open this up at any time. And we can also do comparison reporting if we right-click on it and compare.